into the unknown on NBC.
It's a physical experience anytime you have to lay that body on Shaquille O'Neal. Joe Kleine doing his best here as he's going to do a terrific job of blocking out Shaquille O'Neal, keeping him off the glass. He's going to let him get to the middle here. He doesn't really want to do it, but picks up the foul before Shaq can get a clear shot to the basket. But the bench of the Phoenix Suns, the coaching staff, appreciate the effort that they got from Joe Kleine in that first half.
All right, a look at the Miller Genuine Draft halftime stats. The Magic at 47% on 21 of 45 shooting. The Suns lighting it up 51%, 17 of 27 for Phoenix in that hot second quarter. And as you see, Shaquille 4 of 8 from the field, 12 points, and has not been able to be a dominant player. In the three-point field goal department, the Magic 4 of 13 and the Suns 4 of 7, led by Dan Marley. 18 points in all, 14 of his 18 in the second quarter, and Dan hitting 2 out of 4 from downtown. So as we head to the second half here in Phoenix, the Suns 62 and the Magic 52.
Sir Charles will be the talk of the town when he comes to the Big Apple to take on Patrick Ewing and the Knicks. Then the Warriors fly into the Windy City to take on Scottie Pippen and the Bulls. The ball's in the air just after 12 noon next Sunday on NBC.
Phoenix with a 10-point lead as we close in on the start of play in the second half. And Ahmad Rashad is with Orlando coach Brian Hill. Let's go to Ahmad.
All right, thanks, Marv. Brian, down by 10 points at the half. How do you get Shaq more scoring opportunities?
Well, it's tough to get a lot of scoring opportunities when you get that double team every time. He's playing unselfish in there and throwing the ball out. I thought we had a lot of open shots out of the double teams, and we just got to start knocking down some shots. I thought we got some good looks and missed a lot of easy baskets. We got hurt in transition defense a couple of times, and we let Marley get loose a little bit too much. But I think we'll be in good shape this half if we start making some shots.
How about your defense? Is it as aggressive as you'd like?
Well, I'd like to be a lot more aggressive. You know, we got hurt on the middle pick and roll a number of times there, and I think Shaq was a little bit afraid of picking up a foul in that situation, but we solved it the last couple of times other than the three-point shot by Marley from the locker room there, and hopefully we'll be able to do a better job this half.
All right, thanks a lot, Coach. Back to you, Marv.
All right, Ahmad, and this is the second half of our NBC NBA doubleheader. Earlier today, the Chicago Bulls in Chicago knocked off the Houston Rockets 100-81, and the Rockets struggling as of late. Hakeem Olajuwon only 2 of 18 from the field this afternoon. One of the final, the Bullets over the Nets, 109-103. A look at the leading scores in the first half here in Phoenix. O'Neal and Hardaway with 12 apiece, Royal with 10, and Marley with 18, and Barkley with 16. A sensational first half for Charles Barkley. 16 points, 8 of 15 from the field, and 9 rebounds.
Last week against Denver, the Suns only turned the ball over 4 times in the game. They only had 1 turnover in that first half. A pretty clear indication that the Magic defense was not aggressive enough.
Danny Manning opening up this third quarter. He now has 8 points. So the Suns with their biggest lead, a 64-52 margin. Pass intended for O'Neal, who was pushed by Green. A.C. Green picks up his third.
Unusual starting lineup for the Suns, although Paul Westphal not afraid to make changes at any time as Shaq trying to step inside. Nothing A.C. Green could do but try to shove him out of there. But Kevin Johnson, who played some good minutes in the first half, gets a start.
That time, it looked easy for Shaquille O'Neal, so he now has 14 points. Yes, the Suns opening up with Kevin Johnson, along with Dan Marley, A.C. Green, Charles Barkley, Danny Manning, although I see Joe Kleine moving over to the scorer's table, and he will come on. Barkley posting up on Grant. Here's Green teeing up for 3. Anthony Hardaway opening in this third quarter with Ronald Royal, Nick Anderson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Horace Grant. Johnson pushing it down. Going to the crossover around Hardaway. And back come the Magic. Hardaway is hit by Barkley. And for Charles, that is his second.
Well, the Magic getting a real good break there as Kevin Johnson got into the lane in transition as Shaquille was late getting back defensively. Nobody really in there to block a shot except maybe Horace Grant. Kevin Johnson couldn't finish off the play, however.
For Orlando, This is the finale of a 3-game road trip. Nice move by Hardaway. They come off that overtime win in Denver on Friday. Coming up 4 straight at home beginning Tuesday against the Boston Celtics. While Phoenix looking at a 5-game road trip beginning Tuesday in Minnesota. Here's Joe Klein. Neal with the back tap. Anderson gives it back. Hardaway. Nice shovel pass for Grant. And a good run here by the Magic to cut it to a 6-point lead and a timeout taken by Phoenix.
Well, Penny Hardaway with his post-up, it is lethal down there. If you don't get down and double-team him very quickly as he posted up, Kevin Johnson, Danny Manning comes, but way too late as Hardaway with a huge size advantage over Kevin Johnson finishes off, and he'll make about 2 or 3 a game of these kind of dazzling passes as he sees the floor beautifully, finding Horace Grant wide open underneath. Terrific shovel pass.
Anthony Hardaway coming off the outstanding rookie season, averaged 16 points, nearly 7 assists per game, and gradually taking over the point guard duties from Scott Skiles. Charles Barkley saying he would take Anthony Hardaway over Shaquille O'Neal to start a franchise.
High praise indeed. Oh, Charles might change that 5 minutes later. You couldn't go wrong with either one, but Shaq is special.
Barkley off the steal. 6-0 run by the Magic. Manning, he thought he was fouled by Grant. Hardaway on the hesitation move through the foul. A push on Johnson.
Well, Danny Manning, having Shaq on him, does the wise thing, tries to drive on him, feels he can beat him off the dribble or draw a foul. Was able to beat Shaq, but the ball knocked loose by Grant. Manning thought it was a foul.
Now Klein going. Well, he was defending one-on-one, then Johnson over briefly to help out. And here's help from Marley. Shaquille O'Neal with his prettiest shot of the game. He now has 16 points. And it's down to a 4-point Phoenix lead. They've led by as many as 12 just moments ago. Suns have missed their last 5 shots. Klein. Well, Joe Klein is connected on 3 out of 5. He has 6 points. It's Phoenix by 6.
If you're a center and can shoot the ball, as both Shays and Klein can do from the perimeter, you'll get all the wide open shots you want because Shaquille O'Neal is going to help as much as possible inside. Well, Shaq down low, expecting a double team to come. He gets it. I think he jumped to pass that ball and then changed his mind in midstream and just flicked it at the basket.
Ends up shooting down at the basket. Stay right here, says the official, Woody Mayfield. Holding foul on Horace Grant. For Horace is second. Horace Grant signed as a free agent from the Chicago Bulls, a member of 3 Bulls NBA championship teams. Barkley and Royal with the rebound, hit on a reach, and Joe Klein is upset with himself that he contested it that aggressively, and he picks up his 3rd foul.
Because Joe Klein knows that he's going to need his fouls against Shaquille O'Neal probably somewhere down the road. That'll get Joe a seat, and Danny Shays is back into the ballgame.
Shays comes on, as does Danny Ainge for Kevin Johnson. The Suns by 6, 8.5 remaining. 3rd quarter. They collapse on O'Neal. The whistle blown before that shot attempt. And the foul is called on Shays, so that's 3 on Shays.
Well, what makes it so difficult to keep Shaq from stepping into the lane and covering up the defender is Shaq always wants to spin on you and look for the lob pass, and of course the defenders are aware of that, and it's a double-edged sword. You're going to give something up against Shaquille. He is just so powerful when he steps in.
And the Suns very quickly over the foul limit. O'Neal tried to line drive that free throw. He's now 4 for 7 from the line, averaging 11 free throw attempts per game. The Suns by 5. Ainge and Marley at the guards. Manning with Barkley and Shays up front. As you can see, Manning can handle the ball, although a terrific defensive play by Donald Royal to tie him up.
Well, the Suns going with a point guard, actually Danny Manning, but Danny Ainge, but Danny Manning will handle the ball in most of these situations as he has, of course, Fred. But Donald Royal with the quick, strong hands able to tie him up.
Donald Royal's been a very important member of this Orlando Magic team, working his way into the starting lineup with the injury suffered by Dennis Scott. Start of the year, he was out earlier this season with a lower back strain and has not been getting much playing time. Has not played at all this afternoon. Hardaway tried to get that pass inside, but it did not work. Looking for the cutting Grant.
And Grant, who normally has terrific hands and can catch that kind of pass, that was not good spacing on it. A little too hot to handle.
Fourth turnover committed by Hardaway. Here's Ainge. Danny Ainge setting up himself for the shot. And extends to a 68-61 Phoenix lead. 7 points for Ainge. Anderson played by Manning. Hardaway facing a double team. Shot clock at 5. Anderson could not save it.
Well, right now, there's all kinds of mixed matchups out on the floor. Dan Marley guarding Hardaway right now. Danny Manning on Nick Anderson, as Penny Hardaway, who has had turnover problems in the past, for a while when they're, as the Magic, just not really clear on who they're being guarded on. They shouldn't worry about it. Just go run their play.
Barkley trying to back his way. Shays. Danny Shays given the open shot with Shaquille O'Neal looking to help out on the double team, and it left Shays open. The Suns 70 and the Magic 61. For Shays, his first field goal. Now single coverage on O'Neal, and it's an offensive foul. O'Neal called for the foul.
Well, that is Shaq's favorite move, to drop that shoulder, create contact. Danny Shays did an outstanding job of taking it and flopping back a little bit to draw the attention of the officials. Shaq trying to make that move in there. Shays with a terrific acting job.
And Danny said before the game that he might have to go to that flop move and perhaps scream a bit. He said that might be the only way he could take control against Shaquille O'Neal.
Well, the Barkley post-up will draw the double team from Shaquille O'Neal, and that's what's been giving the centers for Phoenix the open shot at the top of the key. Nick Anderson caught in between here, not knowing whether he should go to Shays or stay home with the more dangerous Dan Marley. You saw the fake by Nick Anderson. He chose to stay with Marley.
And Charles throwing some one-liners at the Orlando Magic bench.
Asking Tree if he was going to get in this game, or are you too old?
Suns by 9, 6:50 to go in the third. Barkley powering his way against Grant. So the Suns now lead 72-61.
And that's what happens when the double team doesn't come quickly enough.
First points for Barkley in the third quarter. He now has 18. Anderson gets it to O'Neal. O'Neal now playing with 3 fouls. Barkley over to help. Shot clock at 5. Hardaway. It's down to 2. He has to shoot. And a loose ball foul is called. It is on Shaquille O'Neal. That is number 4.
Well, this Phoenix Suns defense gets a lot of criticism, but they have made some terrific plays here. Out of the double team, Barkley finds a man, and Danny Shays, keeping his body between Shaq and the basket, picks up the 4th on Shaquille O'Neal. But the Suns are going to look at the tape of this game, no matter what happens the rest of the way, and find out that they can play situations very well at times.
Now, Matt, I'm making this observation strictly from the naked eye. You coach Shaquille O'Neal. He is obviously disagreeing with a point from made by Jeff Turner, but for the game, it seems to me he has not played with fire. And the Suns have done a terrific job defending against him, but we just don't see the spirited play from Shaquille, who came in angry about officiating. I don't know if that's a factor, or he let it be a factor. Barkley hits on the fadeaway of the Suns by 13.
I spoke with Shaq briefly before the game. He was very subdued, very much into getting ready for the game, but there's no question he appears disconcerted.
5:40 left, third quarter. Hardaway. Anderson for three. Rebound Barkley. On the other hand, Charles Barkley came out on fire. Not able to hit on the three.
Here's Charles Barkley going against single coverage against Horace Grant. Spinning on him, the little fadeaway. And Charles Barkley not only enjoying the moment, but just having an outstanding ball game. However, that last shot, kind of a 5-on-5 slow transition, not a wise shot.
Suns with an 8-0 run. A pass intended for Dennis Scott, who's on the floor for the first time. Hardaway with the steal. Hardaway for Scott, and here's his first shot. Yes, Dennis Scott, who can shoot off the bench and hits on his first attempt.
Now, Brian Hill has used Dennis this way the last 3 weeks. Whenever he feels he needs a spark, you know, if Dennis has the hot hand, he can get on the floor and do it.
And that for the Suns, only their second turnover of the game. Oh, look out. Abed went down hard, but he's all right. 10-point lead for the Suns. 4.5 to go. Third quarter. Scott eluding Marley. Way off. Manning guns it down, and Marley has a breakaway. Well, Dan Marley able to sneak his way down court to beat the Magic. It leads to an Orlando timeout. 4:20 to go in the third. The Suns up by 12. Back in Phoenix, here is today's tip of the week.
Hi, I'm Alonzo Mourning of the Charlotte Hornets. Today we're going to talk about how to guard bigger men in the low post.
It goes to Ewing, and Mourning is there with the block.
You keep one hand and make sure your elbow is bent. As long as you keep a wide base, keeping your other hand free, just in case you can deflect the basketball. By using your arm span and using your strength in the post, you're able to guide the offensive player where you want him to go. So remember, even if the guy's bigger than you, then there's still things you can do to stop bigger players in the low post area.
And the Phoenix Suns have certainly been successful in defending against the big man, Shaquille O'Neal. Here's how they've done it with a combination of Tays and Tisdale and Green and Klein and the double team.
Well, no one man can do it, not in this world, really. It's going to have to be a team effort if you're going to slow down Shaquille O'Neal, but he has slowed himself down very much in this ballgame.
Manning with the rebound. Intercepted by Anderson, and he's fouled by Manning, who did not allow the shot. Nick Anderson has been way off his game. Nick only 3 for 12 from the field.
They got off to a good start hitting his first three, but now Magic had picked off a couple of turnovers here. They turned it into a Dennis Scott three-pointer here. Nick gets a chance to go to the free throw line as the Suns getting a little bit casual, a little bit careless after some rebounds. They're just throwing the ball out loosely, and the Magic are starting to get into it defensively, something that really has not happened throughout this ball game. And Nick Anderson, Dennis Scott, and Penny Hardaway are going to have to find a way to get something going.
Nick Anderson in his 6th year out of Illinois, settling in at big guard last season. And who helped lead the Fighting Illini to the 1989 NCAA Final Four. Anderson guarding Manning, giving away several inches on Danny Manning. And now Scott comes over, and he'll go up against Manning with Anderson guarding Marley. Barkley for Manning. Manning to the left hand.
Oh, there's just a very smart play, as Danny Manning knows there is no shot blocker inside with Shaquille on the bench with 4 fouls. Not that Horace Grant and Anthony Abed can't swat a few, but Manning with his size and strength knows they can't get his shot.
Scott for three. So Dennis Scott off the bench to hit a couple from downtown, and it cuts it to a 78-69 Phoenix lead. We approach 3 minutes left in the third quarter. Haynes with the room. Marley on the rebound. Again, no one for the Magic underneath, and it allows allows the Suns to get to another offensive ball.
Well, Nick Anderson turned his head on Dan Marley. The Magic are so used to having Shaquille and Horace Grant pick off every rebound. Normally, Hardaway Anderson, good rebounders, but they've had the luxury of those two big guys all season long.
Manning pushing it down. And then stripped by Scott. Good play by Dennis Scott. Here comes Anderson. Scott from beyond the line. Another three-pointer for Dennis Scott, who has come off the bench to fire three three-pointers. And the Suns now lead 80-72. Barkley hesitated, throws up the three. Charles Barkley with his first from downtown this afternoon. He has 23 points, and the Suns with an 83-72 lead.
When you hesitate that much and Charles looked it over, it's very difficult to make the shot. Charles took all the time, though, and regrouped and got himself going.
Manning off the steal. 3-on-1. Manning is fouled by Scott. Good job by Dennis Scott preventing the shot.
Well, Charles Barkley, with so much time here, waiting for somebody to run him, the little hesitation, the fake, and then just eyeballed it, got his legs underneath him. This is the way Charles Barkley wanted to start the ball game, but he did such a good job going to the basket and getting on the offensive boards. He got the rest of his game going and didn't really resort to the perimeter shot.
Barkley, 34% from downtown this season, does not look for the three-pointer that frequently. Here's it from the crowd as he sits down with 23 points. Phoenix loves to shoot the three-pointer. They lead the NBA with 268 coming into today. This past Tuesday against Denver, they tied a league record with 31 three-point attempts, and they made a team record 14. The average making 7 three-pointers per game, which also leads the league. Today they're 5 of 12 from downtown. Orlando 7 of 19. Phoenix has a 12-point lead. Ryan Shaw using the pick. Here's Horace Grant. 3 Suns going to the board.
Brian Hill has come in with a different guard lineup now with Brian Shaw and Anthony Bowie, looking for them to pick up the tempo a little bit defensively. As he knows, both Hardaway and Nick Anderson worked very hard the last 5 minutes on defense.
Tisdale. And a loose ball foul against the Suns. A.C. Green called for that foul. Well, tonight, right here on NBC, it'll be all new episodes of Earth 2 and Sequest. And then what happens when your perfect child turns into a natural-born killer? Find out when Faye Dunaway stars in the world premiere movie, A Family Divided. It's all tonight, starting at 7, 6 Central here on NBC.
That big crowd reaction, everybody looking up at the screen to see if, in fact, that was a foul on A.C. Green, as Dennis Scott trying to box out, and as everybody could see on the screen, there was clear space between the two players, and it looked that A.C. Green did not touch him. But Dennis Scott, I got to give this guy a lot of credit. Lost his starting position because of the injury, and Donald Royal took it over, did a fantastic job. Dennis knew that Brian Hill did not want to disrupt the starting lineup and the chemistry of the team, kept his mouth shut and just dying to get an opportunity to play. And he knows that this is the only way he can play right now, is come off the bench and give a spark. He would love to get more consistent playing time.
In recent years, he has been consistently on the trade block. He has remained with Orlando. He is among the NBA leaders in three-point shooting accuracy. He's hit 3 here in the third quarter. Tisdale changed his mind, went up for the shot, picked off by Royal. We come up on 1 minute left, third quarter. Orlando with the ball down by 10. Here's Scott, and it's rebounded by Marley. Ames played on a switch by Grant. Gets Grant into the air and then hits. Beautiful fake by Danny Ainge. 9 points for Ainge.
All Danny was trying to do there was draw contact from Horace Grant. He avoided it, Steve Grant, and Ainge able to make the shot.
Half minute remaining in the third. Marley forcing a 3. Not a good shot, but kept alive by Tisdale.
Dueling bad threes, won by Dennis Scott a couple of possessions ago, and that shot, I think, was in Dan's mind to try to get a 2-for-1 situation, but definitely an ill-advised shot.
10 on the shot clock. Third quarter rolling to a conclusion. Marley with 2 on the 24 was able to penetrate.
That is a good shot. Dan Marley loves to go to his left.
Here's Shaw with time running out. The Suns after 3, up by 14 points. Shaquille O'Neal sat out a good portion of the third quarter after picking up a 4th foul. Shaquille only 6 of 10, 17 points. Has not been an impact game for the Orlando Magic center, while Charles Barkley 11 of 19, 23 points and 10 rebounds. Dennis Scott off the bench to hit for all of his 11 points in the third quarter, but the Phoenix Suns extend to a 14-point margin. We'll be back with the fourth quarter in a moment.
My dad once said 90% of sports is from the neck up. Experience tells me he was right. They say only the strong survive. Experience tells me it's true. Now, I know I'm just a rookie, but I see what it takes to succeed. Hard work, strength, experience.
If you're tired, we can stop.
When you're in top physical condition, it's not fatigue. It's just a blow. You want to reoxygenate. Barkley and Bird, they do this, see? They're like this here.
Ready now?
I'm beyond ready. I'm pumped up now. I'm like super pumped. I'm completely ready now to dominate now. Now it's not just I'm ready to play. I'm ready to dominate. All right, to 4. 5 ones.
What a difference today makes from the Breckenridge Brewery and Breckenridge.
This copyrighted telecast of the National Basketball Association may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of the NBA.
Welcome back to the NBA on NBC. Yes, we'll be back here in Phoenix in 3 weeks for All-Star Weekend, which will be seen on NBC Sports. We're heading to the fourth quarter with the Suns up 88-74. Charles Barkley likes to get the Phoenix Suns announcers involved dramatically in the game. A little rosin shower for Al McCoy and Cotton Fitzsimmons, the radio voices of the Suns. That'll be Michael Jordan playbook. Shaquille is called for an offensive foul. And for O'Neal, that is number 5.
And you saw what Brian Hill thinks of this one. Danny Shays got away with one in the third quarter where he popped back. This time he reached in, maybe got some ball, maybe got some more, but flopped back again to get Shaq his 5th.
And an offensive foul called on Danny Shays to give the ball back to the Magic. Ryan Shaw now operating at point guard. Dennis Scott guarded by Dan Marley. Shaquille O'Neal playing with 5 fouls. And for Shaquille, that is his 7th field goal. He's 7 of 11 from the field, 5 of 8 from the line for a very quiet 19 points.
It may seem like somewhat of a gamble leaving Shaq in there with 5 with so much time to go in the fourth quarter, but when you're down 12-14 and Shaq just not able to get anything going, Brian has to roll dice here.
3-second violation. Here's Joe Klein replacing Danny Shays. 2 points, 4 fouls for Shays.
And this will be a good test for Shaquille O'Neal to see if he can keep his composure and get some things done while he is in foul trouble.
And he goes right at Klein, draws the foul, the basket counts, and Shaquille will go to the line. And for Klein, that is number 4.
And Shaq now resorting to the jump shot on the last 2 possessions as a little touch here on the elbow by Joe Klein. Not a smart foul. And Shaq wisely walking all the way out to midcourt to try to regroup, collect himself, which is something that his shooting coach, Buzz Brayman, wants him to do because Shaq plays with so much emotion. Buzz does not want him to go to the line right away. Wants him to just clear his head and take his time.
Shaquille O'Neal has fouled out only 1 game prior to today. So this is most unusual. And it comes on the heels of his complaining about the officiating. Marley gets inside, trying to keep it alive, could not. Bowie comes up with it. The Suns 88 and the Magic 79 with a minute 15 gone by in this fourth quarter. Amen for Bowie. O'Neal. Shot clock at 3. There's Shaquille getting inside. O'Neal on the follow, and he is fouled. And it looks like a technical foul has been called. Mike Mathis with the indication of a technical foul.
Foul Shaquille O'Neal. We're going to see personal foul number 22, Danny Ainge,
on the personal. And Shaquille O'Neal apparently has something to say to Mike Mathis. And he's called on the technical foul. So Ainge will shoot the tee.
But ever since Shaq picked up his fifth, he has been much more alert, knows he's in trouble, going to the jump shot the first couple of times, not trusting the officials. Here he had the space, took it, couldn't finish the play on the first time. And now as he goes up again, the grab by Danny Ainge, and Shaq in his follow-through coming down, trying to get a piece of somebody. And I don't know if it was something that Shaq said or the fact that he came down hard with that right arm.
Shaquille O'Neal at the line, 6 of 9 from the line. Shaquille comes in leading the NBA, averaging just under 30 per game. Horace Grant replacing Anthony Avent. Shaquille leading in field goal percentage, just under 60%. And now Brian Hill makes a change. He leaves Avent, and Horace Grant will depart. Apparently for just a moment. He stays at the scorer's table.
No doubt coming in for Shaquille O'Neal at the next dead ball. Brian Hill rolled dice there for a couple of minutes and somewhat got away with it, although Shaq just having a tough time picking up the technical foul. Brian is going to try to probably buy another 3 or 4 minutes. Look at this at midcourt as Kevin Johnson does a little house cleaning.
Phoenix leading by 9. Klein from deep. Shaw gets to it. Dennis Scott looking for the opening. Fires. Yes. Another 3 for Scott. That is his 4th from downtown. 14 points for Scott, who has provided instant offense. And again, the Magic within 6. Johnson lost the dribble. Recovered by Marley. Shot clock is down to 6. Marley for 3. And a loose ball foul called by Jim Clark. Ball being applauded by the Magic bench against the Suns. It's called on Klein. That's his 5th.
Dennis Scott has been instant offense, primarily looking for three-pointers as he has 14 points in about 8 minutes.
The Suns battle the Knicks, and the Warriors face the Bulls next Sunday on NBC.
Ever seen one of these? No, you haven't, because this is the future of television. A tiny satellite dish that receives something new called DirecTV. Now, for those of us who aren't rocket scientists, here's how it works. Every time I turn on the TV, I find something I feel like watching. Let's say I feel like a movie. Oh, do I drive to a video store? No, I stay right where I am. DirecTV is my video store.
Miller Genuine Draft presents Genuine Moments.
And today's Miller Genuine Draft Genuine Moment takes us back to Shaq's rookie season. First game here at America West Arena, and it was memorable. A slam bringing down the house and the basket as well. Matt, fortunately, the basket escaped without serious injury, perhaps only a bruised ego. In recognition of that moment, Miller Genuine Draft will donate $1,000 to the Thurgood Marshall Scholarship Fund. And apparently the basket is holding up here this afternoon. But Dennis Scott has been lightening it up. 8 minutes, 14 points. Since coming on in the third quarter, you can see the differential from a year ago. He's playing almost 28 minutes a game, not getting the playing time this season.
Dennis played in all 82 games last year and was a key figure in the fact that the Magic won 50 ball games, but just cannot get into the regular rotation. And of course, the way he's playing today, you sometimes have to wonder why.
Anthony Anthony Bowie cutting it to a 4-point Phoenix lead. They led by as many as 14. This one appeared to be on the verge of a blowout. But Orlando hanging in and coming right back. Barkley, Charles Barkley extends to a 91-85 Phoenix lead. With Brian Hill now sitting down Shaquille O'Neal, who has 5 fouls. Scott, way off. Avent lost it. He thought it was fouled. Barkley. And down he goes, hit on a reacher by Dennis Scott.
Charles Barkley throwing his body all over the place here, able to hang in the air just an extra second to knock that ball loose from Anthony Avent. Here going by Dennis Scott as he almost got hurt seriously there running into Avent, as he could have hurt his neck.
Kevin Johnson perhaps playing more than he even felt he would as he made his return here today. Oh, nice play by Shaw, but he also called for the foul, but it prevented A.C. Green from putting it down. Ryan Shaw with his first personal.
Anthony Avent, look what I'm not watching as he turns his head and A.C. Green fires in right behind him. Nice pass as Brian Shaw had to grab onto A.C. Green. Let me finish that thought, Mark, on why Dennis Scott isn't playing more. I talked with Brian Hill at length about it last week. Brian just likes his rotation with Donald Royal and Anthony Bowie getting those extra minutes in the backcourt along with Anthony Hardaway and Nick Anderson, and told Dennis that he's only going to use him in these kinds of situations when he needs that offensive spark off the bench. And they just don't want offense from Dennis Scott. They want the complete game that Dennis can give you. Dennis can defend, Dennis can move the ball.
Phoenix leads by 7. Suns not many trips to the line, only 7 of 10 from the line. Here's Scott again. 3-pointer by Scott. He's connected on 5 out of 8 from downtown. He is in what the players like to refer to as the zone. 92-88. Phoenix by 4 with 4 minutes gone by in the 4th quarter. Manning drawing the double team. Manning able to get away from the double team and hit.
And the Magic bench reacts because they thought that Danny Manning double dribbled there as the ball never appeared to be knocked out of his hand.
Yes, they felt he had put the ball on the floor, stopped, and then picked up the dribble again. Here's Bowie for 3. Yes, Anthony Bowie from downtown of the Magic doing it with a barrage of 3-point shots. The Suns 94 and the Magic 91. 7.5 to go in this 4th quarter. Orlando's 10 for 26 from downtown. Scott with the steal. Well, you mentioned the defensive aspect of Dennis Scott's game. He came up with the steal. Bowie again. It's a 3 for Anthony Bowie, and he's tied the game at 94. And Orlando doing it with Shaquille O'Neal on the bench, sitting down after picking up his 5th foul. Timeout taken by Phoenix with 7:13 left in the 4th.
Well, Anthony Bowie stepping back to tie this ball game as the Magic have gone on a 26 to run as Anthony Hardaway leads the cheers from the Magic bench. Well, Dennis Scott has answered the bell with a barrage of 3-pointers, 5 out of 8 as he is feeling it. Even when he misses one, he's ready to load it up and fire again, and makes a terrific defensive play here as he feels that Danny Manning had him in the post and uses that little bit of quickness that Dennis has to get around and get the steal and lead to this tying 3-point basket of Anthony Bowie.
Dennis Scott, 17 points in 10 minutes, an 11-5 run for the Magic since Shaquille sat down with his 5th foul. And in this 4th quarter, Orlando has outscored Phoenix 20-6. They've tied the game at 94. Here is Manning, and it's rebounded by Avent. So Orlando has come back from a 14-point deficit, and they can take the lead right here. Scott setting the screen. Here is Scott, 2-point range. Handled by Avent, and he's fouled. Andy Manning called for the foul, his 3rd.
Dennis Scott looked over to me and said, did you see that? As he put up this wild shot, missed everything. he felt the ball slipped out of his hands, but he's put up a couple of bricks and come back and hit the next shot.
Looking for some compassion from his former coach.
I never told Dennis Scott not to shoot. It wouldn't have mattered anyway.
Avent, a 67% free throw shooter. Anthony Avent, in his third year out of Seton Hall, involved in a peculiar incident last month, apparently stabbed by an alleged friend in his house, although he originally claimed he was stabbed by 3 men who attacked him. He admitted he fabricated the story, protecting the attacker from prosecution, refused to identify his friend, would not say whether the person was a man or a woman. The Magic up 96-94. First time they've led since they were up 38-37. That is called a kick ball. Dennis Scott pleading to the official, but a new 24 awarded Phoenix.
Well, Dennis put his foot and his arm out simultaneously. Probably felt that it hit both at the same time and begged for the call, didn't get it.
Here we go.
Manning, Barkley, and Tisdale now on the Phoenix front line. Ainge and Marley in the backcourt. A kick ball again. And this one goes high and far. And a new 24 for the Suns.
Well, the Magic have gotten much scrappier on defense, only forcing 1 turnover in the first half, and forced a lot more here in the second. But all of this comeback has come primarily with Shaquille O'Neal and Anthony Hardaway on the bench, although it did start when Shaq got his 5th and got 5 points right after that.
Illegal defense for the second time against Orlando. So a technical foul. Hardaway and O'Neal sitting it out. Anthony had 12 points first half, only 2 here in the second half. Ainge cuts it to a 1-point Magic lead.
Quick look at the illegal defense. The post up in here. And watch Anthony Avent here. You're not allowed to go and break that line at the foul line. You have to go right away with the fakes there. That 2.9 rule is out. You must go right away.
Barkley battling for position, that goes to the fadeaway and just did get a piece of the rim. Orlando leads by 1. Ainge all over Scott, allowing no room. Scott backing his way and gets it out to Shaw for 3. Brian Shaw with his first points of the game, and the Magic leading 99-95.
Amazing how the hot hand can create opportunities for other people. Dennis Scott didn't force anything. Drew the double team, hit the open man.
12 for 28 from downtown for the Orlando Magic. Ainge, and he comes up short, and it's deflected out by Barkley.
Danny Ainge getting up into the chest of Dennis Scott, which forces Dennis to put the ball on the floor and try to go by him. When the double team came, Brian Shaw, who's had a very bad wrist, has really come alive the last 2 or 3 games for Orlando.
Shaw using the pick, not looking for the shot. And it will be Orlando ball with 11 on the 24. Paul Westphal now going to Elliot Perry, who has not played very much after starting the game. We've seen quite a bit of Kevin Johnson. Timeout is being taken by Orlando. Brian Hill wants to talk it over. 5:14 left in the 4th. Orlando 99 and Phoenix 95. Central time of 12 noon Eastern with the tip-off of the Suns and the Knicks from Madison Square Garden.
Oh, in the first half, every lineup that Paul Westphal used seemed to do something good for him. In this second half, it is not. The starting group didn't get it done. He's got a very small team on the floor right now.
Shaw got the step. Barkley with the rebound and a loose ball foul against Phoenix. It's called against Barkley, and that is his 3rd.
Charles discussing it with Elliot Perry. He didn't want Elliot Perry to get beat that way in the lane. He wanted to send that thing to the baseline as Danny Manning challenged the shot, forced the miss, but Barkley pushing off and picking up the foul against Anthony Avent.
And the Suns are over the foul limit. Avent is 2 for 2 at the line, but he has had his ups and downs at the free throw line. For the season, at 66%.
There's a tendency when a key player like Shaquille O'Neal goes out with foul problems or for whatever reason, injury or whatnot, and Anthony Hardaway not playing, that there's a tendency for the other team to relax and think they have everything under control. I'm not really sure that's been the case here in the fourth period. It's more a case of Dennis Scott got hot, Brian Shaw's doing some good things out there, and the Suns have just gone ice cold at the offensive end.
Aved missing on both. At one point, Phoenix led by 14. The Magic with a 20-6 run to open up this fourth quarter, and they lead by 4 points. Ainge finding Manning. The Magic 99, and the Suns 97.
Barkley begged for the double team, got it, and the Suns used terrific patience to get a wide open, easy shot for Danny Manning.
Ryan Shaw has done an excellent job as Anthony Hardaway continues to sit. Dennis Scott backing Dan Marley. Off the fake, lays it off Dave, and he's rejected by Barkley. Ainge to Curry, looking for Manning. Manning working on Grant. Pops it back out. Marley for 3. Yes! The Suns by 1 with 4 minutes to go in the fourth. 27 points for Dan Marley. We're just under 4 minutes remaining. Fourth quarter. Anthony Bowie, who caught fire a moment ago, hitting 2 from downtown. This time not able to hit. Scott keeps it alive. Timeout called by Dennis Scott.
Well, the Suns had come up big on the last couple of possessions defensively as Charles Barkley, the best shot blocker on the floor for Phoenix right now. As beautiful pass from Dennis Scott, but Charles Barkley is just going to stone Anthony Aved at the other end. And Elliot Perry thought about taking a jumper. They went into Manning, and then 2 quick passes over to Marley for the 3 and the 1 point Phoenix Sun lead.
Phoenix with 3 timeouts remaining. Orlando 2 plus a 20. The Phoenix Suns with the best record in the West, 29-8, 3 straight wins. They've taken 8 of their last 9, leading the Pacific Division by 2 games, game and a half behind Orlando for the very best record in the NBA. Shaquille O'Neal is back on the floor. The Magic 32-7, 6 straight wins. Anthony Hardaway remains on the bench. Ryan Shaw continues as the point guard. O'Neal overseas. Manning rebound.
Well, Shaq, the last few times he has shot the ball have all been jump shots. He does not trust the officials right now. He just doesn't feel he's going to get a call if he powers to the basket.
Here's Shays. Danny Shays from the outside. And the Suns lead by 3. That is only his second field goal. But the combination of Shays and Klein have done a very fine job against O'Neal. Here is Shaw. Rebound Barkley. Barkley pushing it down and then decides to hold it up. 2 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in the fourth. Phoenix with the ball. They've recaptured the lead. They're up by 3. Shot clock at 7. Perry for 3. And the rebound handled by Shaw.
Elliot Perry played the first 8 minutes of this ballgame. Has been out on the floor for the last couple, but probably not warm enough to take that kind of shot in that situation.
Orlando has missed its last 5 shots. 7 on the 24. Shaquille O'Neal is fouled. They doubled and tripled O'Neal. The help came, and he drew the foul. That's number 5 on Shays.
Well, Danny Shays trying to keep Shaq from turning into the middle. Little flop back there. As he fell, he went straight up on the play, and possibly took a right elbow here from Shaquille O'Neal. But the call has finally gone in Shaq's favor as he's been upset all night long. And Danny Shays got away with a couple of ones earlier there. And who knows on that one?
5 apiece on Shays, Klein, and O'Neal. Shaquille O'Neal is 7 of 11 at the line. For the last 5 minutes of the game, he's picked it up slightly. Not the case here. Anthony Hardaway, who sat out for a long period of time, back on the floor.
And Paul Westphal will counter with Danny Ainge to get the smaller Elliot Perry out of the game. I've always felt when a star player has 5 personal fouls, that if he's out there playing hard, he's going to get the benefit of calls coming down the stretch.
Suns by 2. Just under 2 minutes remaining in the fourth. Shays off the fake. Rebound Hardaway. Hardaway and Shaw now in the backcourt. Scott, Grant, and O'Neal up front. O'Neal with the jump hook being waved off for a traveling violation.
And Shaq just glaring a little bit at the official. Not really. He feels he maybe probably did walk on this particular. Watch his feet. There's a lot of footwork being used here. A little hop. And very, very close. I think the hop is what cost him.
A minute and a half left. Fourth quarter. Orlando with their 15th turnover, 5 by Hardaway, which is the major reason he sat for a good portion of this fourth quarter. Marley for 3. Way off. The air ball fielded by Shaw, who comes it down. Suns get back. Scott for 3. Way off. Rebounded by Hardaway. Here's Grant. And he's fouled. Fouled by Barkley. With 1:06 to go in the fourth. Barkley called for his 4th. And the Magic to the line with a chance to tie.
Charles Barkley having a very serious discussion with Danny Shays. I think a little bit upset with that last shot that he took. He got Shaquille O'Neal up in the air on the head fake, but that's not really the kind of shot they want Danny to take off the dribble. They don't mind if he takes it when the ball is thrown out of the double team.
Grant on the line for the first time today. He's only a 66% free throw shooter. He brings Orlando within 1, although 66% an improvement from a year ago, when he was at 59%. Horace Grant looking to tie the game. The Suns and the Magic are tied at 1:02.
And the go-to man in this situation put the ball in the hands of Charles Barkley.
Barkley backing his way. O'Neal over on the double team. Here is Shays. Coming up short, but rebounded by Marley. So a new 24 for the Suns. And we get a whistle. Horace Grant in pain.
I think the whistle is for Jimmy Clark, the underneath official, questioning whether or not that ball had touched the rim. He couldn't see it from underneath. And they are going to rule a new 24. There'll be 19 seconds on the shot clock. 44 left in the fourth quarter.
Horace Grant shaken up, but says he's okay. So Brian Hill will hang in. O'Neal reaching in for the steal. It is a kick ball, and so the shot clock reset. A new 24 for the Suns.
Horace Grant still in pain. They're holding his elbow as the Magic keep sticking their foot out and giving the Phoenix Suns another possession.
Haynes not able to hit, but rebounded by Shays. And the Suns will talk it over. Timeout taken, 26 seconds to go. Fourth quarter, 21 on the shot clock. The game tied at 1:02.
You're watching the NBA on NBC.
Ahmad Rashad back at America West, and here you see a little difference of strategy here. This is as Charles Barkley and Danny Ainge are going off the court. Danny Ainge trying to get 2 for 1, and Charles maybe disagreeing a little bit with that strategy. Mark?
Yes, some physical advice from Charles Barkley. The Suns have missed their last 5 shots. The Magic have missed their last The game is tied at 102, 25 seconds to go. Shot clock showing 17 now. And the Suns looking to use the clock. Barkley with 10 on the 24. Backing Grant. And again a light glove. But that's not a bad thing from the Phoenix point of view, because it gives them the entire clock with only 13 and 6/10 seconds remaining. So there's no differential. It is their ball for the final 13.6.
And the Magic not afraid to come off Elliot Perry. They'll gamble with him on a little bit of a shot, but they don't want to give Ainge or Marley anything open on the other side of the floor.
Now to 10. Game time, 102. Barkley with a smile as he sets up against Grant. It is down to 3. Here is Barkley. Off the rim, not good, and Hardaway rebounds. And pointing at the clock, he felt there should have been more time remaining. They might reset it. Timeout taken quickly by the Magic. Right now, 0.3 of a second displayed on the clock, but that might be altered.
Phoenix not taking any chances with any passes out of double teams, putting the ball in the hands of Charles Barkley with the floor spread. Charles settles for the jumper under pressure on good defense by Horace Grant as Hardaway gets it with about 1.3. And Charles Barkley furious with himself for not making that shot and really not getting a better shot in that situation.
And they have adjusted the clock to 1.7. 1 and 7/10 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. The Suns and the Magic are tied at 1:02. Timeouts remaining. 2 apiece for Orlando and Phoenix. A terrific effort by the Orlando Magic on the road, coming back in the fourth quarter, down by as many as 14, doing it with Shaquille O'Neal in foul trouble. Anthony Hardaway not playing well, turning it over 5 times. Brian Hill going with Brian Shaw, did a nice job, and got the big boost from the three-point shooting of Dennis Scott, who lit it up. 5 of 9 from downtown. Anthony Bowie hit 2 3-pointers. Brian Shaw hit 1 3-point shot, and they were able to get back into it with a 20-6 spurt right at the start of this fourth quarter.
And not only all the 3-pointers by Dennis Scott, but he did a lot of good things at the defensive end. Had a steal in there, challenged the 3-point shooter, changed some shots. So a terrific team effort on the part of Orlando. We have a long way to go. And this one, the Magic were in this position the other night against Denver. Got the inbound pass to Anthony Hardaway, who had a wide-open shot off the play and just did not make it. So you got to feel it's going to be something involving Hardaway and Shaquille on possibly maybe a back-pick lob look to Shaq, or Hardaway stepping out for a shot. 1.7, plenty of time to catch and let one fly.
One and 7/10 seconds remaining. Fourth quarter. Game time. 1:02. Brian Shaw will throw it in. Gets it into Hardaway. Hardaway running the basket at the buzzer. That would have been the game winner. Instead, we go to overtime. The Orlando Magic will go to overtime for the 6th time this season. They have won the previous 5 for Phoenix. It will be their first overtime session.
Well, we got the back pick from Hardaway to send Shaq to the basket. That was covered well. Hardaway getting the pass, kept his back to the basket to make sure he could catch the ball, and he's just not going to get a better look at a wide open 17-footer than that.
And Hardaway was right on target, but it rimmed in and out. So it is on to overtime. Brian Hill following the shot, looking for the victory. Oh no, we go to OT. The Suns 102 and the Magic 102 in what has been a terrific afternoon of basketball. Back to America West Arena in Phoenix. Marv Albert with Matt Kukas and Ahmad Rashad. The Orlando Magic, as you can see, turning it around in the fourth quarter, outscoring the Phoenix Suns 28-14. And we are headed to overtime with the game even at 102. The High Point men, Dan Marley with 27, Charles Barkley with 25, Danny Manning 15. Shaquille O'Neal with 24. He has 5 fouls, as does his counterpart, Danny Shays. Orlando 5-0 in overtime. Phoenix playing its first overtime game of the season. And the Magic control.
Under what you might think is some pressure out there, most of the Phoenix players giving Anthony Hardaway the needle about missing that wide open shot.
Shaquille going right to it. He is now 8 for 15 from the field. Elliot Perry opening up, along with Dan Marley at the guard. Charles Barkley, Danny Shays, Danny Manning up front. They swing it for Marley. And the foul is called on Orlando. It is on Hardaway. That is his second.
Well, neither team able to hit a field goal with seemingly the last month. Some of them have been good shots and some of them have been bad shots, but somebody's going to have to start taking the ball to the basket and possibly get fouled to score some points.
Shays, yes. Danny Shays with 6 points. Phoenix had missed his last 6 shots. Danny Shays in his 14th year out of Syracuse has hit 3 of 6 from the field. O'Neal coming up short. Marley on the break. And the shot prevented by the combination of Shaw and Scott.
Well, Danny Shays getting wide open as Shaquille O'Neal started to go down and double team Charles Barkley. Nobody rotates to him, and then a terrific job defensively once again by Danny Shays as he went straight up and forced the poor effort there by Shaquille O'Neal.
So Marley to the line. He's 2 of 2 at the free throw line. For the Magic, this is their second straight overtime game. Friday night in Denver in OT, the Magic beating the Nuggets 112-108.
I think Shaq is feeling the effects of playing with 5 fouls right now. I said earlier he doesn't really trust the officials that he's going to get the benefit of call if he takes it strong to the basket, and has changed his offensive thinking right now.
Phoenix 105, Orlando 102. Curry remaining with Shaw in the backcourt. Hardaway wanted a pick. And a foul on Perry. Some encouragement offered up by Barkley. A look at the foul rundown. 5 on O'Neal, 5 apiece on Shays and Klein, 4 on Barkley, 4 on Green. We are in overtime with a minute and a half gone by in the 5-minute session.
With the bigger Dan Marley on Anthony Hardaway, it has cut down on a lot of his post-up opportunities.
Shaw getting inside. Shaw on the follow. And tipped by O'Neal. Loose ball foul. And it's called on Phoenix.
Brian Shaw getting inside on the smaller Elliot Perry. Bump there, a flop as Barkley goes after. A lot of pushing and shoving here as Shaquille O'Neal tries to grab a hold of the ball. He is just absolutely furious and has been somewhat taken out of this game by the officiating.
Manning called for the fouls, 5th with those 2 missed tips. Orlando has missed its last 11 shots. Shaw is 1 for 8. The one he hit was that huge 3-pointer. 3-point Phoenix lead. O'Neal with a drop step. And Perry rebounds. Good play by Manning to sweep it aside.
And one more time, Shaquille O'Neal reluctant to take the ball a little bit stronger to the basket to force the officials to possibly give him a good call.
Manning. So the Suns have done all the scoring in overtime. They take a 5-point lead. Orlando calling for time.
Shaq making another strong move to the lane, but then stopped short of finishing the play and forcing contact there with those 5 personal fouls and forced to take an off shot. And now Danny Manning on the turnaround jumper off Dennis Shaw, who just does not have enough height to bother that shot.
2:46 remaining in overtime. 2:46 to go in overtime. And the Phoenix Suns lead the Orlando Magic 107-102. Well, we have a moment here. We have received word out of Raleigh-Durham, which is unfortunate news for Mike Krzyzewski and the Duke Blue Devils. Mike Krzyzewski, who underwent back surgery earlier this month, will not return to the Blue Devils bench this season. Pete Cadet will run the club the rest of the way. It's been rough going. Duke has lost its last 6, their longest losing streak in some 56 years. So Mike Krzyzewski will sit out for the remainder of the season. Dennis Scott looking for the shot. Hits another 3. That's his 6th from downtown. Dennis Scott cutting into that Phoenix margin. 107-105. The Suns on top with 2 minutes and 15 seconds left in overtime. Shot clock at 5. Marley off balance. Rebounded by O'Neal.
Well, that's how you want to try to defend Dan Marley. Make him put the ball on the floor and take a jumper.
Hardaway going right to the traffic and foul. So Hardaway will go to the line. He was hit by Barkley. That's 5 on Charles.
Well, the previous hot hand by Dennis Scott in the third quarter, I should say the fourth quarter, set this up with the pump fake, as the Suns very much aware that what Dennis has been doing in this ballgame. They rushed at him. Dennis had the wherewithal to pull it back down, take his time, and knock it down.
And with that 6th three-point field goal, Dennis Scott has equaled a career-high 6 three-pointers in one game, and Hardaway has tied the game, and so once again the Magic have come roaring back. Down by 5 here in overtime. They've tied it with 1 minute and 50 to go in OT. Orlando giving Perry the shot. He takes it from 3-point range. They were challenging Elliot Perry to shoot, and he did.
Well, he gave it up the first time, and Charles Barkley threw it right back out and fired at him. Shoot it!
The Suns lead by 3. Scott again. That is a career high for Dennis Scott. That's his 7th from downtown. And the game is tied at 110. Rather in overtime. Here's Shays. Rebound swept by O'Neal. We're under 1 minute remaining in OT. Dennis Scott, 7 of 11 from three-point land. Game tied at 110. Shot clock at 10. Shaw. And he's tied up. It will be a jump ball.
Getting into the lane off that screen roll situation. The defense stayed with Shaquille O'Neal, gave him a lane to the basket, went up for the shot, but knocked loose by Danny Manning on the jump ball.
And Barkley with a terrific play in the air, calling for timeout, which gives the possession to the Phoenix Suns.
Not only did he call timeout, able to hang on to the basketball and actually give the signal.
Both teams with 2 timeouts remaining. The game tied at 110.
Elliot Perry somewhat tentative here as he's playing catch with Charles Barkley. Charles yelled to him to let this one fly as Perry knocks down his 9th, just his 9th three-pointer of this year.
But 9 for 20 from downtown for the season for Perry.
And the man with the hot hand from 3 land in this game, Dennis Scott, has actually, Dan Marling stepped out, did a good defensive job, challenged the shot, but Dennis has been on fire.
And both teams firing it up from three-point range. Correction on what was reported earlier regarding Dennis Scott. That his 7th three-pointer of the game. That's a season high. His career high, 9 in one game. That's an Orlando franchise record, 9 in one game. We're down to 25 seconds to go in overtime. Tied at 110. 8 for 3. And Mike office blowing the whistle. The call is being made down low against the Magic. Ainge thought he was fouled on that shot attempt, but that is not the call. It's a loose ball foul on Horace Grant.
That's just the first in the last 2 minutes, so no shots involved. We're going to have a timeout as Horace Grant holding people down as Charles Barkley helping referee Mike Mathis make that call.
The end result of this, following the timeout, it will be Phoenix possession with 19 and 7/10 seconds to go in overtime. We'll be right back. Seconds as Charles demonstrating what the call should be, and that was the call. Orlando and Phoenix tied at 1:10. Time winding down in this overtime. Ainge playing the clock down. 10 seconds to go in OT. Ainge watched by Hardaway. Now 5. Will it come down to Barkley taking the shot again? No. Ainge pops it out. Perry, can he get it off? He does. And it was a foul call. Yes, a foul on the play, which will put Perry at the line. Now the question is, has time run out? Zeros on the clock. No indication as to whether time has completely run out. Hardaway called for that foul. And they have just placed 4/10 of a second back on the clock.
Elliot Perry not really getting a clear look at this basket, just trying to lean in and draw contact. Put up a very poor shot. He is a very good foul shooter.
86% for the season for Perry. 4/10 of a second remaining in overtime. The game is tied at 1:10. Phoenix by 1. Orlando will call an immediate timeout. Oh, he missed it on purpose, looking to end the game. And let's see what the call is from Jimmy Clark. Well, apparently they're putting the 4/10 of a second back on the clock. He missed that second shot on purpose.
Instructions from the bench and Charles Barkley. They felt that if it possibly hit the rim and players could go bang around at it, that would take the 4/10 of a second off. I'm not all that sure that ball hit the rim, so if it hit the backboard only, that's a violation, and that's why they would get the 4/10 of a second. Here is this foul on Elliot Perry as he goes by Hardaway and is tripped down low as there is body contact below there, but Perry was in no kind of condition to put up a good shot. As Charles Barkley with a little war dance, proud of his little buddy who hit a key three-pointer in this overtime, and now a chance to give the Suns the win. There you see the clock winding down as Perry put up that fourth shot. Very, very close. But the foul was definitely called very decisively. Mike Mathis put the fist in the air and had Anthony Hardaway hitting him down low.
From the coaching point of view, Matt, that is not a foul that you're pleased about. When your player is involved with a fling shot, you want to play aggressively, but you don't want to commit a foul. Hardaway was called for that tripping foul. Then Perry to the line and a clutch situation, hits the first and appears to purposely miss the second that did not make contact with the rim.
Let's watch and see if this ball touches the rim on the free throw shot as Perry intentionally trying to miss and catch some rim as it was off, and did miss the rim and the backboard, and that is in effect a violation, and that's why Orlando will get 4/10, and when you have 4/10, you do have the chance to shoot a ball. 3/10 or under, it has to be a tip.
A.C. Green, Joe Klein reporting in for Phoenix. Will we see the lob for Shaquille?
Well, they ran it before with Hardaway setting the back pick for Shaquille O'Neal. Now a big player, Danny Shays, will try to bother the inbound pass from Shaw. Joe Klein is in there, and they will probably switch on everything.
Both teams do have one timeout remaining. Let's see if Shaw likes what he sees. Bowie is wide open, and he'll take the shot. Would have been too late. Waved off by Mike Mathis. And the Phoenix Suns in overtime have come away with a 111-110 victory to go to a record of 30-8 and move a half game behind the Orlando Magic. The Magic now at 32-8, so their 6-game win streak is over. And let's go over to Ahmad with Charles Barkley. Ahmad?
All right, thanks, Marv. All the hype going into this game could be a preview of the finals, and it lived up to it, every bit of it.
It's very rarely when they hype something as much as this game been hyped, it lives up to it. But it was a great game, and I hope everything goes well, because I would love to play them in the finals, but that's a long way away.
Yeah, but Joe, we've been hanging out the last couple of days. I've never seen you so excited about playing a season game.
Well, you know, when you get old, regular season gets to be long and monotonous. But when you get to play against Shaquille on NBC, it's a fun game.
Now, what about you, though? You have, every time we've talked in the past, we've talked about your health. Today, the explosion's back. You look like you're feeling very well.
I've been playing well the last month. I feel very good physically. And that's obviously a big key for me. If I feel good, I think I can play really well.
All right, Charles, we will see you next Sunday in New York.
Sounds good.
All right, back to you, Marv.
Thank you, Ahmad. Barkley, 25 points, 14 rebounds, 9 assists. Marley with 28. O'Neal with 24 and foul difficulty in the second half. Dennis Scott off the bench, providing a lift with 7 from downtown, and he finished with 23 points. Again, the final in OT, Phoenix 111, Orlando 110 for Matt Kukas and Ahmad Rashad. I'm Marv Albert. This has been the NBA on NBC.
Where America turns for the best in sports television. NBC Sports.